And we are right back at it with episode 3 of Lotus vs. the Dragon, beginning with a quick parking lot review in the morning, a bite of breakfast to eat before hitting the road. We tested the GoPros to make sure they were working. Did one more full parking review later when the majority of the cars were all in one spot. Again, not a whole lot of diversity in model, but certainly a lot of diversity in the color palette. It was pretty incredible seeing this many Lotus together. We then had the morning meeting via Josh Vandergriff. That went pretty well. The majority of the room was brand new to this experience. We went through the map and showed the route for the day, around 250 miles, before setting off on Fontana Road. This road was gorgeous from start to finish, very green, got great footage, and probably better in my opinion than even the Dragon, which we all attacked immediately after. Also got to see the Jurassic Park Jeep, local legend I'm pretty sure, gotta love it. We later moved on to Foothills Parkway where we all pulled off as one collective group and for the first time took one large photo with all the cars present. This was a great place to really check out each individual car, see what people had done that maybe you're looking to do yourself. And in my case, a lot of people were testing out the Tillet race seats that I have in the car. From there we went further down the Foothills Parkway, heading towards lunch at the Black Horse Tavern or Black Forest Tavern, depending upon how your walkie-talkie decided to spit that word out. Great lunch spot. We later moved on to the Unicoi Turnpike. This is where we started losing some of our group after the meetup at Harbor Freight post-lunch. A bit of a chaotic mess, but still fun nonetheless. We even caught up with Group 4, which had probably more diversity in their group, and it was neat to sit behind some of their cars and see what they were working with. They politely pulled out of the way for us so we could continue ripping down the Unicoi before hitting the Cherahela Skyway. Fortunately for our group, no major challenges other than a quick glitch that I had on day 3. We had a collective dinner of Tennessee's best barbecue and then ran into some evening festivities that I forgot to plug into the last episode. So that's where we're starting here before jumping into the morning of day 3. Come along for the ride. So this is just the walking path of the Fontana Village Resort. Very beautiful place. Even made more beautiful with lotuses everywhere. Very interesting. And of course yourself. Of course yourself. Keep going straight.
Look at all of them.
I mean, they're everywhere you look. Lotuses everywhere you look. Very cool place. Oh look, you can wash your car, Danielle.
We do that in the morning. We
in fact did not do that in the morning. These guys, we're just gonna refer to them as the Houston boys. I didn't know a soul of them, but within minutes you felt like family. They had the closest cabin to where everybody was hanging out, and it became the central meeting spot. Man, I have a tough time deciding which car looks better, the Evora GT or the Amira. They both look great in their own right. And with that, it was time to get back home for an early morning wake-up call. On to breakfast. Day 2. Are you prepped and ready?
Yes.
Are you excited for the day?
I'm very excited for today.
Did you have a good time last night hanging out with the boys?
They're my boys now.
They're your boys. Hazel's restaurant, ladies and gentlemen. For breakfast.
Today's drive is about the same distance, about 230-ish miles. Today we're getting a little earlier start. We got a little shorter meeting since we went all over all the safety, the most important stuff, the safety stuff yesterday. Did we have any issues with anybody not being able to keep it in their lane? So when you do get your photos here in a couple weeks, if you get a photo and you're on that yellow at all, it's like, do not post that photo. They're not only going to blast you, then it makes the whole group look bad. So hopefully there are no issues, no pictures of anybody touching that double yellow. Just keep it in your lane. That's the rule of all rules. Just stay in your lane out here. We will stretch across the whole top of the dam, but it'll make for some great photos. Highlands is a very cool little town. This is like that. It's considered the Aspen of the Smokies. This whole Cashiers, Sapphire, Lake Toxaway. It's a very cool little area. From there, Highlands, that's where we're doing the whole Moonshiner 28. So all these popular named roads, like the Cherry Hill Skyway, Dragon, the Moonshiner 28 is one of the most popular roads out here. That's where we're going into Georgia and South Carolina today. And I know we did get some people get separated yesterday. We heard that if there was no gap, no one would have got separated. When we left like the lunch spot, you had a lot of traffic there. We had a lot of stoplights. So that's a challenge when you go through town. Once we get to the highway, we're just gonna get in the slow lane. It's gonna allow all the everybody in the group to kind of catch up. Great drive today. We'll see everybody here.
Now let's get into the route for the second day of hard driving. We start off at the Fontana Village Resort before heading to Fontana Dam for a quick photo session. From there, it's about a 65-mile trip down to Highlands where we ate at the Ugly Dog Pub. We then left, hit some excellent roads down to Mountain Rest Baptist Church and back up where, unfortunately, my Amira hit limp mode. We had a couple guys turn back around and show us up to Spink's gas station where everybody was waiting in Cashiers, North Carolina. And from there, we made our way up to Robinsville for one more gas stop before splitting off for either dinner or, in our case, one last dragon run before we packed it in the following morning. Now it's time to make that route come to life. Okay, admittedly, with 4 groups all headed to the same destination back to back, it didn't take long to turn into an absolute parade. So this section, albeit a great road to drive on and obviously very green, it's a bit of a boring segment. So we're gonna skip ahead to the entrance of the dam where I think it becomes a little more interesting. Fontana Dam is the largest dam of the Tennessee Valley Authority. Completed in 1945, it is a powerhouse of a concrete project measuring at 480 feet tall, 2365 feet long, and 376 feet thick. It was a part of the war effort, and it was based specifically in this area because it distanced itself from Knoxville, Tennessee, and Nashville, North Carolina by 60 miles. TVA also built a community for 5,000 workers and their families, consisting of 19 dormitories, a cafeteria with a capacity to serve 1,000 people, a community building, a recreational facility, refreshment stands, a softball field, 400 houses and trailers, 2 schools, 1 50-bed hospital, libraries, and even a movie theater. Does that sound familiar? That might be where we're actually staying at the Fontana Village Resort. It took about 3 years start to finish, and after they finalized the construction of this project, it had a total productive capacity of 225,000 kilowatts. Why do I bring this up? I wanted to come back specifically to the fact that this dam is 2,365 feet long, and you could see after sending 85 Lotuses down Fontana Road and across the dam, they are already parked and ready for us to take photos before I even make it there. That's how epic this Lotus train had become. And just like every other car group that comes through this area, this was a great place to stop for some quality photos, good conversation, and for others to try out once again the Tillet bucket seats. Take a guess who took these solid photos.
Yeah, he's super chill, yeah.
I was just hammering him. I'm like, I've been waiting 3 months, dude.
What you think?
And
They're good.
it's horrible. It's really
It's terrible.
The factory seats give me like lower back pain.
I know, they do. These don't.
They're good.
I want my commission, whoever's listening. From the dam, we took off down 28 to head towards lunch in the Highlands. There was a little bit of highway travel, which we expected some traffic and or police presence, but it was a cool, calm ride all the way down to lunch. I tried out a new camera angle here. Yes, it's a little strange. No, I probably won't do it again. I think it might be okay if you had an extended pole, but then again, that would be another piece hanging off the car that could be taken out by the hillside. Anyway, I included it here. Let me know what you think. Here we are leaving the dam road. The dam road, get it? And turning back on 28. We'll be staying on this for about 65 miles, so quite a distance. It frequently changes between a 2-lane mountain road such as this and a 4 to 6 lane, I believe, highway. But the top and the bottom of 28 is some fantastic driving roads. Even the steering rack on these things are pretty good, and I don't mean the feel via hydraulics, I mean the ratio. Like, I'm not necessarily left wanting for more. The further south we went, the worse the weather got. Fortunately, it was only really heavy on this day, and it wasn't even the entire day. It was a few-hour period, and we lucked out for most of the weekend. With that said, the lower portion of 28 just before you get to Highlands would be epic in dry weather. However, it is a little busy, and there are quite a few homes off this road, so you're going to be speed limited no matter what. This stretch of 28 was particularly nice. The scenery was beautiful, the roads were tight without being too tight, and it was just an overall awesome experience through here.
Oh!
You know, once upon a time you could drive behind that waterfall. I actually have a couple photos of me behind the waterfall with my motorcycle. However, in the late 90s they put barricades up to prevent anyone from driving through, obviously due to falling rock. As we pulled into Highlands, North Carolina for lunch, unfortunately the weather continued to get worse. This was about the only time during the day that it absolutely downpoured. Luckily, we were still able to walk around town in relative comfort. However, I took the liberty of pulling these videos off YouTube to show you what the town looks like. As Josh mentioned, they call it the Aspen of North Carolina. Truthfully, that's the first time I've ever heard that in my life, but who knows? I don't live in the mountains, I live just below them. My wife and I had lunch at the Ugly Dog Public House. This is the one place that I tend to stop every time I drive through the area. It's American fare, burgers, wings, sandwiches, salads, that sort of thing. But the atmosphere is great, the food's very good, and if you're a barfly such as us, you can't go wrong with the drinks. Of course, on this day, we didn't get to experience the drinks because we knew we had a whole day of driving ahead. After lunch, we headed south to Mountain Rest Baptist Church where the whole company could regroup before heading up to Cashiers. This is where things started taking a turn for the worst. I wish I had my phone out to film it, but honestly I was just trying to figure out what the heck was going on. Like I stated before, when I hit Limp Mode, nothing was responsive. I could not even turn off the engine. None of the switches were responding. The keys weren't working. I attempted to get out, shut the door, lock it, and do that whole song and dance. Didn't happen. Didn't work. The only available method to me was to completely disconnect the battery, and luckily I had my tools in the trunk. Fortunately, after a quick disconnect, all problems were solved. So let's look at the journey to that point, and then we'll reconnect at the gas station with the rest of the crew. Show me a better sounding exhaust from the factory. Yes, it's got a third cat delete, but that's it, and it sounds excellent. Just like that, there was no one left in front of me. There was a bit of a train behind me, but that's because I couldn't rev my engine beyond 5,000 RPMs. This was the first turnoff that I saw that was somewhat safe to dive into, but I realized my mistake once I dove into it. The terrain was very rough. I scraped my front lip multiple times. At this point, it's just sacrificial, expensive carbon. And I knew when I pulled out of here and tried to take a left that it would be a sketchy position to be in. I don't recall why I pulled out before trying to solve the problem, but I did. And as you can see here, it might be a light mist. It's about to get significantly worse before I address it. At least you get to see a lot of cool Lotus go by. And don't worry, they won't be the last, because now the other groups are catching up to us. I knew at this point I had no other option but to go swimming. The only problem is that I didn't have my swimsuit with me. sat here for a period of time and contemplated how I wanted to handle this. Thank goodness that I keep tools in the trunk on adventures like this, because unfortunately, you almost always need them. And I'm not just talking about Lotus either, just in general. But as I worked through the various buttons and attempting to turn the car on and off, etc., nothing once again was responsive. I did hop out for a brief second to lock and unlock like I typically do. That did not seem to do the trick, so I knew that I was gonna have to pop the trunk, dislocate the battery, and pray that that worked. Meanwhile, here comes group 4. Watching this back, what's nice about this is you can hear the different tones of the exhaust. Listen for this next blue one that comes through.
And all may remember, cried out for help time and time again, but no person answered her calls.
Well, for the first time in the Lotus Amira, we just hit Limp Mode somewhere around Franklin, Tennessee, I believe, right?
Right,
We're
we're
on,
towards Cashiers.
We're in Cashiers now, US 107. I have no idea what caused it.
Hey, Emo guys, we just turned around and came back for you, but...
Intelligent.
She doesn't mean that. All right, so we cleared the codes by pulling over and disconnecting the battery. When it went into limp mode, I drove for a little ways and I tried to turn the car off and nothing was responsive. The engine was still running. The electronics acted like the vehicle was off. The keys weren't responsive at all, lock or unlock. So I knew that I would have to disconnect the battery to resort at least the electronics. I was not sure if that would get rid of the check engine light, but fortunately, I disconnected the battery, connected it back up. Everything's fantastic. Check engine light's gone. And I had forgotten that with the JB4 plug-in, I could have used that to read the engine codes, although I don't think it would have mattered. Is that where he meant?
He said the gas station.
Okay. Take a right at this light.
Okay, so.
Thank you to the gentleman that turned around and came to check on us. All is well. He's actually behind us now.
Take a right at this light.
So the Temu GT4
Thank you so much.
is hooking a right. What a group, you know what I mean? What a group.
All right, we got about a half mile to a gas station on the right. We'll probably figure out which one with a bunch of Lotus in it.
Ay, ay, el capitán.
Tell them I owe him a turnaround, but I hope it doesn't come to that.
Matt says he owes you a turnaround, but he hopes it doesn't come to that.
No charge for this one.
All is well. Thank you, Lotus fam. The way I see it, there were only two causes for that to happen. One, heat, or two, water. I personally think it was heat soak, possibly with that JB4 unit being in the engine bay. But honestly, I have no idea. It's another Lotus thing. I would like to say the group pulled over here to wait for me, but I'd be lying if I did. It was a quick pit stop, and then we head back to Robinsville. Ah! We're now a whole 36 cents more expensive. Did you hear that? Why does that sound like a turbo? That sounds like a new one to me. The weather pretty much remained like this until we made it back to Robinsville. But from there, it was bright, sunny, dry, and probably the best driving we had had all weekend. As this is the last drive of external footage that we have, and because the microphone sounds like it's got a little water in it, in the words of Project Pinky, it's time to get the funk out. We stopped one last time in Robinsville to fill up the tank and get a group photo. We were absolutely gassed. Quite honestly, we were ready to get back to the resort, sit down for a bite to eat and maybe a pint, and just relax. But it was way too sunny, our group leader Matt was way too convincing, so we had time for one last ride down the Dragon. We're doing one last run to the Dragon, right before the weekend ends. All GoPro batteries are dead, so why not do an interior shot? Right? And now we're entering the Dragon. Third gear, probably stay third gear most of the way. Maybe dip down to second. Like right here, but I'm gonna power through. Steer and locked it. Just gotta remember to stay off the gas when I hit the brakes. My big ass feet, that's what gets me in trouble.
Well, don't get me in trouble.
I won't. You never know who's around the next corner either. tell these brakes when I jam them, they start feeling better. It's got to be material buildup on these rotors. I don't know.
If you take them apart, will you be able to see that?
Well, they just come back. Like, you can scrub them by just jamming the brakes pretty hard. But these, it starts happening way earlier than most brakes I've used in the past. I see them. Somebody pulled off right in front of us. Another Exige. Might be a part of our group, not sure. Much in there. Uh-oh. Something's by my feet. Were you able to grab it?
Nope. Got it.
Did you get it?
Yep.
Water bottle. Still in second gear. Keep it in second gear most of the way for the engine braking. Kind of riding the top of the rev range on these longer parts.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
That's a sketchy place for them to sit. It's probably focused.
We have found the motorcycles at DJI 6. I think that's
Also found more Lotuses.
Yes, we did. What did you just say a second ago? I couldn't hear you.
Might have to go to first gear. Oh, boy.
Slow ride.
ABS did kick in twice. Oh, it came in a little hot. Or didn't modulate well enough.
How'd that feel?
Good. Never got out of control. These people that sit and watch.
People are set up in some sketchy areas. over
Yeah,
here.
people overshoot corners like this all the time.
well, this is every weekend.
That's either really brave or really stupid.
I'd be like right there. I wouldn't be in a braking limit. Man, I need the GoPro right now because both of these,
Aggressive. Be aggressive.
the Elise in front of me and the Exige is on my ass. So it'd be great footage.
Group 3 is officially the song group of the groups.
It'll be interesting to watch this video back and see the steering wheel.
You have the strangest hobbies.
Cops ahead, cops ahead.
10-4. Cops ahead.
Copy that.
Kind of ease it through here. Tiptoe, tiptoe. Ooh, those leaves were just on
We ain't doing nothing.
Well, there you go.
Overlook.
That'll be interesting to watch back and see the steering wheel and how much input is required to get to the Dragon. Hopefully that's worth watching. Deuces. And with that, we took one final break at this pull-off just to take it all in, watch some cars go by, have a breather. It was getting a little motorcycle heavy and a little slower, but it's all good. We ended up leaving early Sunday morning and did not do the final day of runs, but they were doing all the same roads. Fortunately for them, they probably had the best weather of the weekend. This thing sounds wicked. This Elise was incredibly clean and really did sound awesome. Probably one of the nicest ones I've personally ran into.
Following you, I'm not wishing I'm just going anything.
You're pretty zippy yourself there.
Yeah, you're very fast.
All my GoPros are dead, so I was like, let's do an in-cabin shot with the thing facing us.
Yeah.
And I want to go back and see the wheel, like
Right,
how many
right.
times you're just whipping it back and forth. Be interesting.
You have a roll bar in there, don't you?
Just the harness bar.
Okay.
I was gonna do
Such
roll
a
bar.
good shot though to have
A
they make
GoPro right there?
attachments.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
one on my GT4. Really good.
I have one. I
shot.
couldn't find it.
Okay, gotcha.
It's somewhere around my
I
house.
love that view. Right in between the seats, you see like everything.
Smart. Yeah. Let some heat out. She's hot. She's hot. She's hot. Yeah, she is. The 5-0. Cruising. Not today. Well, that about sums up an epic trip. These gents were nice enough to help me transfer all of that content and hours and hours and hours of GoPro footage between the micro SD cards to my external hard drive. On my laptop, this literally would have taken days alone. So thank you, Henry. Thank you, Houston boys, for the hospitality. It was great meeting everyone. I cannot stress enough how awesome this event was. I'll be forever thankful I was able to make it, and I think even my wife had a great time. If this video consisted of a lot of driving and less of the group settings, I apologize. I realized on Saturday that I took significantly less B-roll footage than other days. I also am not the type that likes to shove my phone in people's faces. I need to get more comfortable with that. It would make the videos better, but hopefully this helps encompass what this event's all about and inspires some of you to go out there and sign up for next year. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching all three, and if there's anything you'd like to see, let me know. Happy to try to shoot it.